4 p.m. we'll open the regular session of the Town Council meeting for January 26, 2016 with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comment. Do we have any public comment at all? Okay. And communications, comments, informational items. We have a presentation by Jake Greer, head of the Community Corrections for Lake County.
Well, thank you for allowing us some time. First off, what I'd like to do, attending commissioners meeting, working for the county, they understand who my staff are, so I thought it would be important for our staff to come to that meeting and be introduced. So we have Zach Hall, who's one of our probation officers. He'll be attending the training academy next month. Zach's a native of Idaho, and we were able to hire him at our agency, much to Mr. Brown's displeasure. He's an employee of Mr. Brown's. And then Rachel Frederick. Hails from the great state of Oregon. She's also one of our probation officers. Rachel's been with us for over almost 3 years. Between her and Zach, they're responsible for supervising our police and probationers countywide. Zach handles our domestic violence caseload while Rachel handles our sex offender population. And then they split the general duties. And then I have Lily Frank sitting behind me, who's our office manager and also our community service work coordinator. And she's the heart and soul of our office. Everything starts with her at the front counter. So this is our adult staff. Unfortunately, our juvenile staff wasn't able to be here today.
Okay.
And then just wanted to update on our office. We are slated to move to the courthouse from the Myers building sometime in May, late May, early June. So we'll be occupying some space in the courthouse where the assessor was formerly.
Okay, so it'd be on the May.
May 1st of June. And then just an update on our firewood program. We, in cooperation with Warren Creek Correctional Facility as well as Collins Pine, have put together a firewood program where the mill has donated the logs. Mr. Brown's work crews from the prison goes out and cuts the logs up into rounds and hauls them back out to the prison and splits them. And then our work crew, Lake County Community Justice work crews, go out, pick up the wood and deliver it to indigent seniors and veterans countywide. To date, we've delivered approximately upwards of 90 cord of wood countywide, and we still have
We probably have about 100 cord out the.
We still have 900 cord at the prison to deliver. So we started in October and we're still going strong today.
So for seniors and veterans, is there an income limit or anything with regards to who's eligible or any senior? Or?
We refer them to the senior center.
Okay. So there is there a
Through the energy program, they need to be within the qualifications of the energy program.
okay, so they have to be more than just the senior citizens.
Yes.
And we also do disabled,
And
senior disabled.
And then we also have Charlie Proctor, Veterans Officer, who refers folks our way. But then we also field some phone calls from different agencies, just to give us a heads up that someone may need some because of an unfortunate circumstance. So we'll support that. And that was delivered countywide. Here locally, we deliver to the homes. Paisley, same thing. Christmas Valley, it's kind of a unique situation. Christmas Valley, we take the firewood to the community church.
That's correct.
Church, Christmas Valley Community Church.
Oh, okay.
And we also do some home deliveries as well, but for the most part, Christmas Valley Community Church will take care of that.
Excellent, that's a good program, it really is.
So that's just kind of a 5-minute tidbit on community corrections. So if you have any questions or anything we do, feel free to reach out to one of our that with all of them.
Thank you very much for coming. You can stay for the rest of the meeting if you'd like, or you can. Or you can leave.
It's your turn.
Back to work.
Thank you all for coming.
That was the most exciting part of the day.
Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Appreciate you, Jake, bringing some stuff to table, though.
Yes. Any other questions or comments on the rest of the items in that section? We have the consent calendar, the January 12th, 2016 regular session, July 2015 accounts payable, and the financials which are available at Town Hall. If there's no questions, we can get a motion to approve those.
Make a motion, we approve the consent calendar as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Okay. Mayor Council updates. The only thing I had was outside of certain meetings with Ray on little things was an audit review that we had with Bob Gale, our auditor, and have some few minor adjustments to make, otherwise pretty good. Darwin?
It still weren't official, but I did go to the CHIP meeting, which was
good.
held last Thursday, and a few of the things that Mira was talking about when she visited us or continue to move forward. They're looking for attendance at a couple upcoming meetings, of which I had a flyer here. They've been talking about doing the community gardens kind of.
Oh, yeah.
We had Jimmy from the paper, Jimmy Hall was there, and he'll probably report on it soon, but there is a meeting on the 28th at 6 p.m. In the Pinwheel Conference Room at the hospital, and to be talking about the community garden house proposal. And so, so I'll leave this with you guys, and those who would like to see a community garden, definitely attend and see what it's all about, and that's kind of my attendance on that. As for Planning Commission, I haven't yet met with the Planning Commission themselves, but we all know that Red Rock is moving forward. I did work from the night oil last night, and worked at the courthouse pretty late on my other duties, and but we are having a joint Planning Commission meeting for Red Rock Biofuels on the 16th of February. It'll start at 7 o'clock to go over the urban growth boundary adjustment application. I just wanted to bring that up. And, that'll be, first reviewed by both the town and county planning departments, or planning commissions, excuse me, and then if needed, there'll be a continued hearing, maybe a couple weeks later if more information is needed, but ultimately a recommendation will go from the planning commissions to the town council, and then also to the board of commissioners for adoption and approval. So,
Thank you.
and that's about it.
Okay. Aye.
I don't have anything, Mayor, other than I'll pinch it for Sharon. She usually tells us there's activities for the honkers, and there is tonight. We got a broadcast from, I think it's Cascade Christian tonight. Another
Basketball.
conference game, basketball, so, and then tomorrow night there's wrestling here at home, so anyways, we've got honker sports going.
Okay,
I
great.
think Thursday night is that the wrestling meet, not tomorrow.
That's right, Thursday night.
And there's home basketball games Friday night.
Yeah.
Okay. Ray, did you have anything there?
Darwin pretty well hit Red Rock. I just would add, other things that we're working on with regards to Red Rock is the Special Public Works funding potential for their water and sewer line extensions on Cadmus Road. I think last meeting there was a letter inviting us to apply for Special Public Works funds from the state of Oregon for that project. It was in, I think, in your council packet. we are now working on developing an agreement with Red Rock with regards to that project. We have 45 days to prepare the final application to the state for the funds. So I'm hoping that we'll have an agreement for you to review on the 9th of February, which will lead to us making that application by, I believe the deadline is the 21st of February, which is a Sunday, so we'll either apply on the 19th or the 22nd. I assume the 19th. So anyway, that's just another piece of that Red Rock project puzzle that's moving ahead. And then the other one is there's a list of things in here with regards to the Head Start project and kind of where we're moving forward with that project. In the next month or 6 weeks, we'll be out to bid, selecting contractors, and all that kind of stuff. So that project's moving along. I guess I wished it would have moved faster, but it's moving. You know, there's still plenty of construction time and all to get it done. So I think that's it.
Ray?
Yes.
Sorry, along those lines, it is anticipated that they will have classes start next fall. And so
No, it's anticipated at this point. Actually, I had another
Didn't see that.
kind of schedule that I had written, and I must not have gotten it to Amy to get in here, and I apologize for that. The project is tentatively expecting to be done with construction by the end of November of 2016. The project has until April 15th to be finished, so you know, if there's interior work to be still finished up, I would expect that it wouldn't be occupied until possibly the summer of 2017, and possibly fall. I don't know what their class schedule is. I would expect it to start class probably in the fall of 2017, possibly quarter down the road.
Anything else? Okay. Old business, we have the approval of the liaison list, which we worked diligently on at the last meeting to get everyone settled in what their duties would be for this year. And your list is in your packet, so if you have any questions and comments or wishes to change something, otherwise I'll accept a motion to accept this as we decided last time.
Make a motion to approve the liaison assignment list as presented.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the liaison assignment as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Okay. And the other thing on our agenda at this time is under new business, it's ordinance, which will be ordinance number 854, and it's authorizing the operation of all trained vehicles on certain streets located within the town of Lakeview, Oregon, but subject to the provisions of ORS's providing a penalty for the violation thereof, and repealing ordinance number 849 in its entirety. We passed this ordinance, what, a year ago?
Yes, if you want me to give a little kind of
Yeah.
update as to why where we're at.
We're changing it just slightly,
Sure.
so.
The town adopted an ordinance, you know, as you said, a little over a year ago, probably a year and a half ago, close to it now, to allow the use of ATVs, certain ATVs on city streets. And following our adoption of that, the county followed suit with approving a similar ordinance with regards to these ATV on certain county roads. They were more specific as to where they would allow them than we were, but they were a little less specific about some of the other requirements. And so Rob Thornton, who is here, had been appointed to a statewide committee to work with ODOT to come up with some changes to state law with regards to the issue, as you may recall, was the crossing of highways was the primary thing that got us kind of focused on changes that need to be made, because the state law seems to say that you have to cross state highways more than 100 feet away from an intersection, when you would think it would say less than, because you would expect congestion at intersections. But that's, for some reason or other, I think it's gotten confused over the years with maybe snowmobile uses and maybe some other things. But in review of all that, and comparing the county and town ordinances, there were 2 or 3 inconsistencies that made it potentially difficult for riders that may be visiting our communities or want to visit our communities to actually accomplish what we're trying to do. One of those was that we did not allow Class 3 ATVs. And Class 3 ATVs in the town, under the new ordinance, would be allowed. Class 3s are essentially dirt bikes. These groups travel with multiple kinds of ATVs. There's 4 classes of ATVs, and they may have all or more than one type. Dirt bikes need gas, the riders need a shower and a meal now and then, and those things too, that we want them to come into town and be able to enjoy. So this change in this ordinance would be, then make it consistent with the county to allow Class 3 ATVs, which the county already has done. So we've included the definition for them, which is section E on page 2. The next change would be on page 4, under where it says financial requirements. This is another phrase for liability insurance. Certain classes of ATVs are excluded from requirements by the state of Oregon to have liability insurance, but some may be required to have liability insurance. So the way we've addressed that is, instead of saying that all vehicles must prove financial responsibility, we've added, if required by law, all terrain vehicles must meet financial responsibility. So we've kind of thrown it back to the courts or the judicial system to determine, if somebody is cited for whatever issue it is, the court would actually decide what type of an ATV it is, and are they or are they not responsible for having financial assurance. So we've addressed it, that they have to comply with state law. We haven't said what that law is locally. And finally, on section 13, at the top of page 5, hours of operation, the county allows the operation of ATVs at any time, as long as they have headlights and taillights. We only allowed them to be operating in town of Lakeview during daylight hours, which is a half hour before sunrise to a half hour after sunset, I believe. So this ordinance would say that any ATV equipped with operating headlights and taillights may be operated under this ordinance at any time during the day or night. So that's how this ordinance would change that, to allow those ATVs that may come into town at 9:30 in the evening in the middle of the summer to be legally here. So those are the changes.
But there's one other change too, that just
Okay.
minor, but it was just about licensing, that they have to have a license for that particular vehicle. I think it was on page 3, section 6.
Is there a change there from the old one?
Yeah, because it says a person operating a class 3.
Oh, you're right, it does, yes, that added the class 3, I'm sorry.
Just a minor. They must have a license.
They must have a license, that's right. So with that, those are the changes. I asked Rob, who's been working with the committee and trying to get this crossing of highways and other issues addressed on a bigger scale than just here in Lakeview and Lake County, to maybe he had some thoughts about the changes to the ordinance and the need for them and other things maybe.
Sure, well, I just, basically, what we're trying to do is make it uniform. This whole program was gone statewide. When we started it and was working on it, Parks and Recs, it was quite involved, and they were very excited because they've been trying to figure out how they can make this a tourism thing for the state of Oregon. State of Oregon is on base with it. They're looking forward to it. It kind of grew legs on its own. The intent for me to go up and do what I was doing was to get the crossings cleared up so we didn't have that issue. But it got bigger than that because they're trying to make it an attractive state to come to. So what they're doing is there's going to be, and this is not the exact verbiage, I've been to 2 meetings, we got a 3rd scheduled in March. But the intent is, and I will just give you the intent, I don't know how the verbiage is gonna come out, but the intent is they're going to allow ATVs on state highways in counties and cities where they allow ATVs, population 20,000 or less, and speed limits under 45, with one exception. And the exception is, and they're trying to designate that and figure out how to put it in play. Apparently there's 7 locations in the state of Oregon where a major designated trail comes into a state highway. And then you have to travel the state highway for a certain distance to gain entrance to the other side of the trail. So they're going to somehow put verbiage in that would be allowable. So if you come in, let's say at Paisley, and you need to go 2 miles down the road to get to Dead Horse and Campbell, you can ride on the state highway until you get there, so you're allowed. And so it's a lot more than we asked for, or we're looking for. Between the first meeting and the second meeting, Park and Rec sat down with ODOT and said, listen, we need to fix this across the highway no matter what happens. And they've agreed, and they've already got 3 words in that rule that allows crossing at the intersection. It will definitely go through, there's no question. It's going to be a change because it's a safety issue. But otherwise, everything is going really well. I was a little concerned the first meeting. There's 30 people in that room from all over the state of Oregon, and I thought we were going to be meeting for 10 years. But it did, the second meeting laid out really well, and the third meeting is going to be the compilation of what you want in this law. And so then they will design it from there. So it's been very good. The first meeting, there was a lot of issues that we all went through, but because our ordinances were scrutinized so well, they answered all the questions at that meeting. And so what's happening here is that our ordinances will be the example to other counties to build theirs. And that's why I asked Ray if we could change those things, because we want all counties to be the same, and they actually wanted it that way as well. So we changed it so they'll all be the same, and everybody that wants to take this on will receive our ordinances as an example. So we did a good job on that, you guys.
It was a long time ago you came before us, Robin.
Yes, it was a long time ago.
Our tourism industry immensely with this, so I appreciate all the hard work you put into it.
But
How
it's
will
been fun.
that crossing thing pass this year, or?
You know, I don't think so. I've asked questions and they all kind of look at me like, well, realistically it should happen within house because it is a safety issue.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know how they're gonna handle it, but they said, right now we're telling you that we're gonna hand this revision along with the new one, the SB 192, to the legislature at the same time. And how they handle it, we don't know. They'll be receiving the recommendations before September 1st.
The short session, what we call a short session of legislature happens this spring, and it won't make it to their agenda, so it'll happen
So it'll be next, okay.
in the regular session.
And they're saying it's probably gonna be next year before everything comes together.
Rob, any idea as to, you know, this past year, has there been much use of the allowance to use our city streets and county roads? And
Seen a few.
And
We've had a couple of issues that I've been informed of, but it's just normal getting used to what they're doing. I mean, you know, but so far, no real bad issues have occurred, and everybody seems to be enjoying. I saw a lot of sidewalks getting cleaned off during the snowstorms because they could drive in forward.
Yeah, you bet.
So that's a plus right there.
did we have have ATV riders from out of town that came to Lakeview and
We
used
haven't had
trails
any
and stuff?
since the weather turned bad.
No, but I mean like last summer. were there-
Oh,
yeah, I
yes,
saw-
oh
I
my
saw.
goodness, yes. There was one group of 15 that came from Fields. When they started out at North County Fields back down here, toured all of our mountains here, went out towards Dead Horse and Campbell, back up to Paisley, back up to Christmas Valley, a total of 760 miles. And they put out, it's a group up that's out of Bend in Eugene area, and they put out all these pictures on the internet, and it was phenomenal. I mean, they had the rim in there, the desert, the mountain, I mean, everything. They had everything in it, it was just fantastic.
A couple, 3 meetings ago, I don't remember which one, there were some copies of letters of support for some grants that are being applied for to provide some signage and direction information for GPS coordinates, and I don't know what all of it amounts to.
Yeah, what
in
that
Lake
is it's
County.
not really what you call designating, saying this is a trail situation. It's actually an
Here's where you are.
informational kiosk. Yeah, it's an informational kiosk. Now, what these things do, it's an app that you can get on your phone. And there'll be a pedestal with a verbiage descriptive and then a barcode. And you can hook your phone to that and it will bring up a map that shows your exact GPS coordinates and what trails are going where and the names of the mountains and rims around you. So it's gonna be really nice for people from out of town.
Thank you, Ralph. Good update. Good work.
Thank you.
Getting it all set, so.
So if you're inclined to approve the changes to the ordinance, I think there's 2 motions required. One is to read by title only, and then if that's approved, then you would approve the ordinance.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you.
I'd make a motion that we approve ordinance number 854 by title only.
Second.
We have a motion to approve ordinance number 855 by reading by title only, excuse me. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Actually, just to make it clear, what you do is you make a motion to read by title only, which that would be your motion.
Okay.
And then
Not
you read the
approve,
title
just
and
read.
make a motion to approve the ordinance. So it really takes 2 votes. Just in case anybody asks.
Okay, go back and we'll
Do
vote
it.
by title only.
Second still.
Okay. All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now we can pass the ordinance.
Make
Have a
a,
motion to pass the ordinance.
make a motion that we, and I need to make sure on this number 854.
854, yes.
Ordinance number 854, and that is an ordinance authorizing the operation of all-terrain vehicles on certain streets located within the town of Lakeview, Oregon, that's subject to the provisions of ORS 821-200 LF, providing a penalty for the violation hereof and repealing ordinance number 849 in its entirety.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 854. Read by title only. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Unanimous.
When will that go into
It
effect?
goes into effect 30 days.
30 days.
30 days. Unless somebody decides to refer it, and then it would be on the next general election.
That ordinance go back.
Let's don't get that complicated.
Any other business before the council? Any other? Therefore, we are done with our agenda. We'll close the meeting at 4:30.